And the Chicago Bears have apparently identified a new general manager. He is currently the assistant general manager in Kansas City, Ryan Poles. The executive director of player personnel, Ryan Poles, is going to Chicago. So Ryan Poles replaces Ryan Pace. So they trade out their ace for an Oles. They've got Poles and Foles. That's it. That's my only analysis. That's what you come here for. Trade out an ace for an Oles, and now they've got a Poles with the Foles.
People were saying you only had to change a couple letters on the name placard.
That's it. There you go. So, look, man, let's hope for your sake, Chicago Bears, you got it right at the second bite of the Kansas City apple, because the first one, you went and took Matt Nagy off of Reed's staff, and that didn't work out except for that 1 year when he came in and he got Trubisky playing well, and the double doink knocked you out. Rest of it, not so good. And Ryan Pace out. And you went and grabbed him from the Saints organization, and you hooked him up with a Chiefs coach. It didn't work out. Now you're going to go and grab somebody from Brett Veach's staff and say, do that here. Justin Fields is R. Mahomes. Our previous coach wanted to make him R. Mahomes just by merely sitting him in the first year. That couldn't work out. So let's now bring somebody in who? Like, we're going to assume in the same way that the Giants took someone from the Bills organization. Now let's get that Brian Daboll is going to go there for sure, although Dan Quinn just finished his second interview there, or finished a first interview there. So, what are we assuming? You'll get Bieniemy from Kansas City? I guess if you bring someone from Kansas City in and they don't hire Eric Bieniemy to go fix Justin Fields, you'd be kind of surprised, except for the fact Jim Caldwell's currently in the building, which is weird that the Giants said, we're hiring the general manager, and that guy's going to run the system here. That guy's going to run the coaching search. But the Bears have been interviewing general manager candidates and coaching candidates at the same time. So don't you think that you're going to have to ask what this guy thinks of the coaching hires that you've already done? The coaching interviews already? Jim Caldwell's in the building, who wouldn't be a bad choice either. I know Bears fans might be like, he's a retread, but that's a hell of a retread. That's a hell of a retread.
Yeah,
the best the Lions were in the Stafford time was with this guy. And this is also the man who you'd be grabbing from the Dungy tree, where Lovie Smith came from as well, right? Lovie came from the St. Louis staff, too. He was there when Marshall was there. I don't know. I might be mistaking him being part of the Dungy tree just because they were in the same Super Bowl together. But, well, you certainly would be taking someone from the Dungy tree in Caldwell. I don't know, man.
Got a winning record with the Lions. Like, that should say so much.
Who, Jim Caldwell?
Yeah.
I know. I agree with you. Coaching hirings, in my estimation, are kind of like draft choices. It's just like, you got to see how it plays out. And you're all sitting there. That's a good fit. It's a terrific fit. Great fit. You say the same thing on draft night about a quarterback or lineman. Great fit. Good fit. Definitely fills a need. Yeah. It's different from what you had. You hear all the same things. It's just like, great fit. I like to hire. It's a good hire. Good hire. I mean, who the hell knows?
Nah, you don't know. 3-4 years down the line, then you know.
Just the one thing that Bears fans wanted was that fella Ted Phillips out. You can't change the owners, the McCaskey family, even though what a botched press conference that was when they announced that they were going in all sorts of different directions in the front office and coaching staff. But look, I would take someone from Brett Veach's staff too. I mean, that's the one thing about this game that I think we might wind up talking about, the AFC Championship game, when it's all said and done. I haven't really started digging into it on this show, but here's the first one for you. We're going to be talking about the offensive lines, how one guy's not protected by one, and the other guy wasn't protected by one in the Super Bowl last year, and they totally remade it. Lickety split through the draft and the non-playing season, free agency, and everything else. That might be the storyline of the AFC. Going in and then mid-game. Yeah. One guy can't be protected, and the other guy, he's Mahomes, but, Mahomes looks like if he's not protected. I like that line, guys. I think I should get something for that.
Yeah.
You
want like a courtesy?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of bookending it. Like, Mahomes looks like and the Bears replaced their ace with an Oles. That's your analysis.
Nice.
I'm weaving a tapestry
Top
here,
notch.
is what I'm saying.
Just real quick about not knowing anything about coaching hires and everything. Like Zach Taylor, when the Bengals got him, kind of, who is this guy? He's a buddy of McVay's. 2 wins his first year, 4 wins his second year. I think a lot of teams would have fired their coach if they only had 6 wins in the first 2 years. They let it marinate. They give him time to develop. They're in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, well, it also helps to get Joe Burrow in the middle of it, too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sean McDermott was run out on a rail from Philadelphia. On a rail. Okay? And the Bills got him, and he's a no-nonsense guy, right? Him and Brandon Beane cleaned house on everything. They cleaned house on the scouting front, on the general managing front. They just clean house, start new. How would it look if they had Trent Edwards? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get that right. You got to get that right. Yeah. And if you think you got it right already, you gotta find the right coach for Justin Fields. The problem for the Bears, one last time, is they let a general manager and a coach choose the quarterback, and now you're trying to find somebody else to make it work. They did it with Nagy, and he made it work with Trubisky, but after a while, you realize, like, they didn't want him there to begin with. Right? And now, find somebody to figure Justin Fields. Instead, you'd rather have the general manager and the coach that you want there for a long time make that decision. Kind of get it a little, bass awkward. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.